Hi, welcome back to my van. Haha. I know it's been a while, but every time I do a live stream and I see myself sitting in this thing, I think I really need to get a green screen and start to go live outside. Something with a better view. I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes before I start talking. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here, which means it's 6 o'clock in the UK and 10 o'clock in California. Hey, Jordan. So I don't expect a whole lot of people to be awake. I know with everything that's going on across the globe, some people are working from home, some people aren't working. So who knows what hours are going to be for who. I want to say thank you. Oh, let me move that. No, new frame. I want to say thank you to everybody that's watching this. What's up, Jacob? I want to say thank you to everyone that has been private messaging me on Twitter for the last month since my health has gone downhill. I appreciate the check-ins. Normally, I message you back and we have a chat, but under the circumstances that may be going on, I may not be doing that. I may just do my daily check-in and see how things go. A car was pulling in at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was trying to figure out who it was. My neighbor. Oh, so how's everybody doing? Hey, Tom, what's going on, buddy? What's up, Melissa? No. I know the difference. Believe me, I know the difference. I just thought that doing a video would be a little easier than over the coming days. Try to look at a little screen from bed and try to message. I don't know what's going to happen, so I figured I'd do a quick video. But I have really bad Wi-Fi right now for some reason. The last time I tried to upload a video, like a 6-minute video, took 3 hours just to upload, and that's not. I figured it'd be easier to go live, and then everybody that doesn't come by that wants to ask, they can come watch it in Memorex. I have to go to Virginia tomorrow. I've got a headache, fever, coughing. They won't let me return to work. Yeah. That's pretty much why I'm having this little live stream tonight. I'm in the same boat as you, buddy. Whatever you got to do, man, you need to get off the road and get somewhere and just get to relaxing, keep plenty of fluids in you, self-quarantine, social distance, shelter at home, whatever it is you want to call it. The bottom line is that a lot of people are going to get the coronavirus. A lot of people are going to have to deal with it. And as of today, it looks like I might be one of those people. You guys haven't seen me do much in the last month. There are reasons for that. A lot of you know that I was poisoned by my water supply, drinking gray water, reclaimed water that wasn't marked. About 10 days ago, as a result of that, I had to have surgery, which went well. It's no big deal. It was a short thing. I was out of there in the same day. They put me on some antibiotics, and I've been resting for the last 10 days. In fact, I just took the the last antibiotic pill. They gave me 7 days of antibiotics, and I just took the last one like 3 hours ago. And one of the, it's got a lot of effects, the antibiotic they put me on. Nausea, scratchy throat, dehydration, diarrhea. I'm not trying to gross anybody out. Just saying, about halfway through, I think on the third day, I noticed I was getting a sore throat. Wasn't feeling wonderful. Did some research, talked to some people, found out the side effects, decided that considering the surgery that I had to have and the poisoning from last month, it was more important to me to finish those antibiotics prescribed than it was to stop taking them. So I took a whole day off. I read everything I could read. I talked to the people I needed to talk to, decided to finish the antibiotics. And like I said, I just took the last one like 4 hours ago. Today, I developed a headache, so to speak. Now, I'm not a person that gets sick. I rarely get sick. Since doing the van thing, that's been a little bit different. I don't have climate control. When it's cold, I'm cold. When it's hot, it's like an oven in here. It's 120 degrees. So I have had, cough, flu, that kind of thing in the last year. During all this, I've gotten back to work. I've been working for about a week now. So there's been a lot of changes in what's going on, including the antibiotics, including the poisoning, including the surgery. So I'm not too concerned. The reason that I'm making this video is to tell everybody that I am self-quarantining as much as you can think. If you remember, I'm staying at a friend's. My van is parked right next to the house. And my friend has some serious pre-existing problems, respiratory infections, diabetes, just a laundry list of things. And that's who I'm more concerned about than myself. I'm not a whiner. I'm not one to worry. I'm not a hypochondriac. I don't think that every time I have a sniffle, I have cancer or something. You know what I mean? I'm not like that. But under the circumstances, it's the socially responsible thing to do, which is to basically lock myself in this oven, which is what I'm going to do. I have gotten everything ready in the last 2 hours. I've got several gallons of drinking water. I've got food. I've cleared space for everything. And I'm basically just going to stay in bed for the next couple of days. Drink lots of fluids. I've got my Tylenol right next to the bed. I've got a bucket in case I get nauseous. I've got everything I need. I won't be going in the house, which unfortunately it's a little too late for that, because apparently we can have this for a couple of weeks with no symptoms and be spreading it. So I can only hope that, I rarely go in the house, although I get gnawed at for that all the time. You should come inside more. You should get air conditioning. I rarely go in the house. I don't like to be a burden on anyone. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I haven't spread it to someone that I care about. I consider a friend who has serious pre-existing issues. And if they get it, it could be real bad. So anyway, about 3 o'clock this afternoon, I noticed I don't ever get headaches. I might have had 5 in my whole life. Why didn't you check? Well, that's a dumb question. I was gonna say I do daily check-ins on Twitter to see if everybody's feeling okay, and I didn't even know you were sick, Tom. My fever broke finally, and the headache went away after having them for a couple days. And self-quarantine to be safe through limit contact with others. Going to see. Oh, the VA, as in the Veterans Hospital, not as in Virginia. I thought you were going to take a road trip to Virginia. That's cool. Yeah, get to the VA, see what they had to say. Did they? Obviously, they're not testing people that are not over 60 years old and are not hospitalized. So I'm guessing you did not get a test, but you did exactly what you were supposed to do, ride it out. Most people that get this gonna have very mild symptoms. The symptoms range from all kinds of things, but the majority of people get a headache, a cough, maybe some tightness in your chest, fever. Usually passes in 3 to 5 days. You feel better in about 10. And that's why I said don't panic. A lot of people are going to get it. A lot of people around the world have it. Over 300,000 cases and growing every day. Most of us are not at farther risk. There are a few people that I'm friends with that I will not mention names, but I know do have extended health conditions, and I worry about this. I heard this description of coronavirus: if you get a cold, start feeling better, then you get the flu. And if you get severe stuff like pneumonia, get sick, it's the end. Okay. Yeah, basically what happens to most people, they get a fever for a few days. Some don't even get headaches. Some don't even get coughs. You just kind of feel weak. You feel lethargic. You feel sleepy. You feel some aches in your joints. You feel normal flu-like symptoms for 3 to 5 days. It's only when you have shortness of breath, and they describe it as if you get up to use the bathroom and you walk across the room and you feel like you're out of breath, like you just ran around the block at top speed, that kind of thing. That's when they say you need to call a doctor. Hey, Kill Hut, what's up, buddy? So, provided it's just a fever and a headache, I'm not worried. I'm not worried anyway. I'm in pretty decent shape. They're finding more and more symptoms every day. I'm sweating all of a sudden. I was freezing 2 minutes ago and I'm sweating. So I definitely have a fever. My head's on fire. My back has the chills. Here's what it is. I definitely have a fever. But again, it could be from anything. Showed them symptoms they have. Be aware in case I pass it on. Yeah. Thankfully, I have gotten back to work in the last week, but I still work for myself. So I haven't had a lot of contact with very many people. I can count them on one hand. Aside from I had to go to Walmart and get a few things. I just literally half an hour before I went live realized I need to talk to my friend whose property I'm parked on. There's really no one else that I've come in contact with except maybe a few customers. Yeah, they shut down Vegas. That's got to be crazy. I've seen videos of it empty and dark. They just shut down our casino like 2-3 days ago. They're talking about using the local football stadium as sort of a triage unit because Florida's got a lot of elderly people with a lot of care homes and a lot of people that are susceptible. So, like I said, it is what it is. And again, this could be, when I looked at the temperature in the van earlier today, inside, because I have a metal roof, it's like being in an oven. It was 118 degrees in here. And I had the back doors open, I had the front doors open, I had a big fan on, and all it was doing was blowing around hot air. And when I get outside of the van, because I'm not in a metal box that turns it into an oven, it's only about 85 outside. So This literally could just be going from extremely hot during the day to extremely cool and not realizing. And I park in the shade. The sun only hits a little portion of the van, but it's enough to make the roof so hot I can't touch it. Um, so again, I'm not panicking. This could be a number of causes. It could be nothing but a normal flu. It could be the doxycycline I've been on since my surgery. It could be nothing. It could be that it's just warm in here. But considering what's going on, I am self-quarantining as of a few hours ago. I felt normal, perfectly normal until about 3 o'clock this afternoon when I started getting a headache that started at the base of my neck and worked its way up above my ear. And that caught my attention because I've maybe had 5 headaches in my whole life. I don't get headaches. Um, I think I've only had the flu, except for this past year. I may have had the flu 3 times in my whole life. I don't get sick. That's why I had 2 heart attacks and literally died the first time because I thought it was just heartburn for a couple of weeks. It was going on for about 6 months, shortness of breath. When I'd sing a karaoke song, I wouldn't be able to get through the whole song. I don't get sick, so I don't go to the doctor. And then when I keeled over, they took me away in the ambulance. That's when I found out I had bad cholesterol. The headache was what started it for me too. Then the fever followed. It followed by a cough. The headache started about 3 o'clock this afternoon, which is about what 10 and a half hours ago. I took Tylenol. I'm a Tylenol guy. Paracetamol for those of you in the UK. I normally take 1,000 milligrams. I took 1,000 milligrams, which is two 500 pills of regular Tylenol, acetaminophen. And normally pills kick in for me in about 20, 25 minutes. An hour later, it hadn't touched it. I took one more. And yes, I approach everything scientifically. I've taken 1,500 milligrams of Tylenol before. I know what it does to me. I took one more that didn't touch it. I've been very, very tired. I tried to work today. I'm rebuilding lawn equipment. Florida is the lawn capital of the world, so I've got people bringing me their lawn machines, fixing them for them for, as a mechanic, getting paid. And I've been collecting broken machines and fixing them and selling them. That's how I've been making my money. I guess it's been about 10, 12 days now. So that's just been picking up. And when I ran down the road to do something, and no, there wasn't anyone else involved. It's me in a parking lot with a sign on my van. I do that for 2 hours. And then I said, you know what? I need to get back. There's 2 lawnmowers I got to work on. Let me get this done. And I got back here and maybe 20 minutes into it, and I was in the shade on the carport. Maybe about 20 minutes into it, I couldn't deal with it anymore. I was tired, lethargic, sore, just kind of feeling blah. And I just said, you know what? I'm not even gonna mess with it. And I put everything back and I put my tools away and I tried to lay down, and that didn't work because somebody came to pick up one of the mowers and pay me. And it's just kind of started from there. And the fever probably started maybe around 11 o'clock, which was like 2.5 hours ago. I started a new work from home job last week. I am very hopeful, Melissa, that I know you don't like to mix one channel with another. So I'll just say that I am aware that you have a new business, and I hope that it's up until recently, I hope that you were doing very well. And then with the closings, I'm sure it is affecting everything that's going on. I know you were planning a trip down to Orlando very soon. Sarah and Robert were due to be here next week. That obviously got canceled. They can't leave Scotland. So whatever it is that I may be out of the loop on, Melissa, I hope it's going very well. If that's Papa Bear, I know you went through a lot recently, so I hope you're feeling better. And I haven't gotten clients yet. Just spent. Wow. Yeah, I saw some stuff about the bridal show, um, and then yeah, all of this happened. So every time I touch my head, it hurts. My skin hurts, which is usually a big sign for me with a fever. I don't have a thermometer. I'm going by the chills, followed by the sweats, followed by the chills, followed by the sweats, and the fact that my skin feels like it's on fire in different places in my body. Um, I don't have any tightness in my chest. I feel like a little something here, maybe like a quarter of a point out of 10. Like if they say, how do you feel on a 1 to 10? It's like 25% of 1 point. It's kind of there, but that happens because I've had 2 heart attacks as well. So I'm not putting that down to chest pain. And also the Doxy, um, which is the antibiotics they put me on after my surgery, can cause dry mouth, dehydration, nausea, diarrhea. It can also cause inflammation in your lungs. So I'm not putting this down to anything. Really, what I've got is headache, which honestly, right now, I don't really feel it. And I haven't taken any Tylenol since about 11 o'clock. So the headache's gone, but now I'm getting the chills and the sweats. Um, so I don't know. But I get a lot of people that message me on Twitter and they want to talk to me about how they're feeling mentally about everything that's going on. And I may not, for at least the next few days, be able to look at the phone screen and type to people. I don't know what's going to happen. So I figured I'd make a video, keep it under 30 minutes, kind of explain what's going on. I will try to check in at least once a day on Twitter, just like I have been, my daily check-ins, make sure everybody's okay. I really am sorry, Tom. I did not see you message on, and I've only been posting once or twice a day on Twitter, and I didn't see you catch any of mine and say, hey, I'm not feeling good, or maybe you wanted to keep that to yourself. But there's nothing I can do, obviously, for anyone that gets sick, but maybe some encouraging words and go out of my way to check on you once a day, that kind of thing. So he's having to work nights now because the guy that was on nights quit. They hired someone and he's trained. The guy isn't experienced enough to handle with everything going on. Wow. Hopefully that's night shift sometimes is less contact with people, so that could be a good thing, but it's night shift's not easy. I've been doing it for the better part of 30 years. Night shift sucks. It sucks for family. It sucks for how you feel. So I hope he's handling it. I know he's a tough guy. I know he's a strong guy. I know he'll be fine. Um, so yeah, I mean, I watch the stuff a few hours a day. I don't just watch what our government puts out, the CDC puts out. I watch Italian news. um, I watch British broadcasting. I watch news from around the world because I like to get a whole picture on what's going on. um, I was actually thinking about, a lot of grocery stores and warehouses and stuff are hiring right now for night stock and other things. And actually started filling out some online applications yesterday because I figured, hey, you know what? Maybe I can get out there and help. I'm a strong guy. I have good health. I'm not usually sick. Uh, so I don't know. I could wake up feeling completely fine tomorrow, but under the circumstances, it's socially responsible because I have a fever, because I have the chills, because I have the sweats, because I have a headache. It's socially responsible for me to do nothing but sit here, the doors closed, maybe out in the side yard with a chair, um, not go anywhere, not go to any stores. Now I have 6 weeks worth of food. We're in Florida, we get storms, we always have backups. So I've got plenty of food, I've got plenty of water. Aside from climate control, I can sit here for the next 2 weeks. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to go into the house. If I'm feeling up to it, I'll grab the garden hose and wash my skibbies. I don't care about that. No matter what happens, I'm just going to be sitting for the next 2 weeks. If I'm up to it, I've got plenty of lawn equipment outside that I can wrench on during the day by myself. No one's around. There's no kids around. There's nobody. You know what I mean? I'm in a very rural setting right now. So, provided I don't go to the store, I've been looking for a reason to quit cigarettes too. So when this pack runs out, I'm not even going to go to the store for the next 2 weeks. I'm not even going to go to the gas station. I'm literally going to sit right here. If I can tweet her, I'll tweet her. I may do a live stream each day just to talk to people, let y'all know how I'm feeling. You let me know how you're feeling. A lot of people have been asking me to start again, so we'll see. But it's a good reason to quit. Not because I'm worried about cancer, but because I'm not even going to go to the store and buy any, and I'm not going to ask anybody to go to the store and bring them to me. It's not going to do it. I've shut down Twitter temporarily because I started having some personal issues. People were starting to post to my Twitter. I completely understand, man. I've seen that before. I've actually had that happen to me about 6 months ago also. So I know what it's like when you go dark. If anybody feels the need, you're not the first person that's told me you've shut down Twitter. Obviously, I have other friends that I've made on Twitter that no longer Twitter. If you have Instagram, I do have Instagram. It's the same name, Go with Kel. Here, I'll put my email here in case anyone wants to email me. If you're not on Twitter, for whatever reason, that's my email. You can email me to talk. Don't disappear. Curly May, what's going on, sweetheart? In the Pines, how you doing? This is just a quick video to tell everybody that I'm having C virus symptoms. I started getting a headache today, and I have it's been going on since about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I am, as of 3 o'clock this afternoon, in self-quarantine. No, I completely understand where you're coming from, buddy. And like I said, there's my email. If you if you ever need to talk or anything like that, you shoot me an email, hit me on Instagram. I'm going to be fine in the Pines. I don't know if it's Dan or Mrs. Dan, but I'm going to be great. And I'm not panicked. I'm not worried about a thing. I'm worried about my friend with a laundry list of medical issues. And obviously being socially responsible and not passing anything on to anyone else. So this was just a video to explain to everybody how I'm feeling in case for the next few days I am all but blacked out on Twitter. And I know a lot of people that are going to be watching this tomorrow are going to, under normal circumstances, you would DM me on Twitter and talk to me about issues in your life and things like that. And I may not be able to answer them. I may not feel up to it. When I do get sick, which is not very often, I tend to pretty much shut down. I stay away from people. Smoker's cough. I don't have phlegm. I don't cough much, nothing like that. And I'm not coughing now. I don't have any coughing symptoms. I'm about to now because you just mentioned coughing. But headache, fever, just like the flu. I'm feeling like very drained, um, just very out of energy. I don't have any shortness of breath. I don't have anything like that. But yeah, that's right. You told me you had COPD. So again, most of us that get it, I mean, they're talking about less than 20% have to be hospitalized, and even then, it's such a small percentage that gets real bad that they can't just fix in the hospital. Uh, so don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. Tom, I'm glad that you're feeling better, buddy. I truly am, and I'm sorry that I didn't know. If anybody's watching this tomorrow, the next day, whatever, message me on Twitter. Let me know that you have symptoms. I will do my best to check in with you guys that, tell me you have symptoms. It's good to know somebody cares. I've never had pneumonia. I had one real bad flu like 20 years ago where my temperature went up to 103 and I hallucinated, and that was horrible. But other than that, I don't get the flu. I don't. So when I do get sick, I'm not a baby about it, but I'm one of those people that I don't want you to bring me chicken soup and rub my hair and check on me every 20 minutes. I want you to leave me the hell alone, and I'll see you next week when I'm feeling better. I just like to be left alone when I don't feel good. So I appreciate it, Pearly. I'm not expecting any major symptoms. I'm expecting basically what Blogger Tom had. You know what I mean? Headache, some fever for a day or two, maybe a dry cough. Should pass in a few days, and I'm just going to self quarantine for 2 weeks and make sure that I don't spread it to anyone else. Um, I have one person that I talk to on the regular who knows everything about all the surgeries, all the complications. I go about everything scientifically. So there is a record, there is plan in place if I have to go to the hospital, anything like that. But that's just prudent planning. I don't want to leave anything open and nobody not know what to do. I expect to feel like crap for a few days and get back to work. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, let me know what the VA says. At least email me and let me know what the VA says about what's going on. I don't think that they'll test you after the fact. They might. But good night, Melissa. Everything gonna be fine. I'll feel better soon. They're currently in most places only testing you if you're over 60 or if you have to be hospitalized. Um, it's a stay at home, drink plenty of fluids, take some Tylenol, everything gonna be all right kind of thing. And then after the fact, if you're feeling better, there's not really any reason for a test. So I'm glad you're through the worst of it there, Tom. I am. And actually makes me feel a little bit better that the headache and the fever and stuff that I have is just like what you had. So, uh, you know, days of bleh, and then you get to feeling better. And if I wake up tomorrow feeling great because I took the last of the antibiotics, and this antibiotic has a 24-hour half-life. For those of you that don't know what a half-life means, you hear the term, but most people don't know what that means. It means that the length of the half-life, whatever it be, and in this case is 24 hours, that means half of it's out of your system. But it goes in halves every time. So if the antibiotic has a half-life of 24 hours, it takes 24 hours to get down to 50%. Then it takes 24 hours to get down to 25%. then 24 hours to get down to 12%, then 24 hours to get down to 6%, then 24 hours to 3, 24 hours to 1.5, and 24 hours to gone. So this medicine has a 7-day cycle to get out of my system. And the dehydration will go away. The medication dehydrates me, causes the little tickle in my throat, could be causing the fever as well. Again, I'm not panicking on anything. I may wake up tomorrow and feel fine. I may wake up tomorrow and feel worse. Everything that I've been reading and watching says that someone will get a fever and a headache, take some Tylenol, go to sleep, and wake up hacking a few hours later with horrible symptoms. I'm not expecting that, but I'm ready for it. I have everything I need right here. My medicine's right by my bed. I've got a bucket. I've got plenty of drinking water. Everything I need's right here, so I'm not worried about it. And if any of you come down with Tom and I have, don't panic. If you have pre-existing problems, they don't even know for sure that those pre-existing problems cause problems. You remember for the first several months, they said it was mainly elderly people that had to deal with it. And now they're saying that 54% of the cases are from the age of 18 to 45. They don't know anything about it, but they know that a lot of people have it and very few people, not to make light of it, but very few people don't recover, numbers wise. My heart goes out to everyone who did not recover. It's a horrible thing. It's not something that we need to particularly talk about. It's a horrible thing. But 98 out of every 100 people that get it recover in a week. So there's no reason to panic. There's reason to self-isolate if you get any symptoms. There's reason not to go out if you don't have to. Also, if you show symptoms, your primary care doctor can push you through the testing if they feel your health and everything shows. That's true in most cases, but I don't have a primary doctor. I don't have insurance, and I don't qualify for government insurance or Medicaid, anything like that. So basically, I don't have a doctor. It's rest and hydrate. Absolutely. Hey, Isabel. That's all we can do. Best thing is not to panic. If you live in a house with other people, let them know, obviously. Lock yourself in your bedroom, turn on Netflix, and chill. That's all you can do. So I've been at this long enough. Anybody that's watching this, I appreciate the care and all the messages that you've been sending me through my poisoning, my surgery, and now this. Isabel, I'm glad you came in. Under normal circumstances, we have great live streams. You get to meet great people. Please feel free to say hi, follow anybody, subscribe to their channel. Everybody that follows me and comes to my streams are really cool people. They don't click a button and then disappear and unclick the button. So I'm going to feel fine. The worst thing about this, I'm sure, I don't like getting fevers because one minute I'm freezing and the next minute I'm sweating. And right now I'm sweating. And that'll be the worst of it, I'm sure. So I will tweet her at least once a day, my daily check-in, see how y'all are doing. I don't have a set doctor, so that's why I'm going to the VA and see what they recommend. I appreciate it, Tom. You have my address, man. At least let me know my email address. Let me know what they say at the VA. Any information that we can share with each other is going to be way more important than anything that's politically motivated or, it's always better to get information from the horse's mouth than it is to see stories on the news and hope that they're giving us brutal information instead of trying to give us hope. So that's what's going on with me. And thankfully, I decided to do this tonight. So I know that Tom is going through this as well. I always appreciate it, Pearly May, always. I'm going to let everybody go. Try to get some rest. Wash your hands. Cover yourself when you sneeze. I put my shirt up over my face when I sneeze. And just do everything you can to keep safe, keep healthy. If you got to go to work, go to work. Don't go get your nails done. Don't go to the gym. Don't go to the beach. Don't go to the park. It's up to all of us, whether we have it or not, to make sure that we do our best not to spread it to other people, because most of us will be okay, but there are people that will be vulnerable. And we don't want to spread it to anybody. Every once in a while, Pearly, I'll realize that I'm about to sneeze way too late, and I'll do the vampire real quick. But most of the time, I get that little 2-second up. Oh, I know it's coming. I know it's coming. And then it is. And I cover it with my hand like that, and I put it back down. And if it's wet, I change my shirt. I'm not worried about doing laundry. And this was well before the coronavirus. That's just always, because I see people, they'll sneeze before their hand even gets to their face. And last second, if you got to vampire it, and don't hold your arm up. Put your arm down as far as you can and bury your nose into the butt crack of your elbow so that you're sneezing down into your elbow and into your body. And that's whether there's a coronavirus or not. That's just always. Go, if you're in public, go straight to the bathroom, wash your hands. If you're at home, do the same thing. If you have to sneeze into your shirt and you have enough warning, sneeze into your shirt. Finish what you're doing. If, like when I did it yesterday, I was at the Walmart and I was in line, unfortunately, but I kept plenty of room between me and the person in front of me. And as soon as that happened, I went to the bathroom. I got out of line and went to the bathroom, washed my hands, made sure I didn't touch my shirt again. Went and did what I had to do, and then went home, changed my shirt. So it is what it is. Common sense is right. Unfortunately, Pearly, common sense is not all that common. It amazes me. But that's not what we're worried about right now. I'll shoot you an email after to say right on time. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, Isabel. You can always make new friends, Izzy, by going to a live stream, even if it's not on. Like if you go to my channel, you'll see 20 or 30 live streams. Actually, you'll see more than that. Click on any one of those live streams and the chat will pop up. The replay of the chat will pop up, and you can still click on someone's face, go check out their page, watch a video, comment, hey, I found you through Go With Kel. Great video. I rang your bell. I knocked on your door, whatever. My friends will see that comment and they'll check out your page. They may not always, we don't like everybody, obviously. So there may still be a few people that don't subscribe, but they will check out your page. And my friends are good friends. They don't play around. They don't do things just for numbers. So go through any of the chats you want. You'll meet hundreds of people, thousands of people, honestly. So, yeah. Don't mean to blow my own nose here, but yeah, usually if they say, if they mention my name in the comments, then usually. So to everybody that came in tonight, I appreciate it. I hope everybody stays safe. Keep your loved ones safe. Tell them you love them. Don't worry about it. If you get symptoms, you're probably going to be fine. And you'll be back to work soon. Because that's the thing. We get it. We get better in a week or two. Hopefully, we're not still contagious. So as more and more people get it and get through it, just like the flu, that means we can start getting back to work. So we actually want those numbers to get high. we want to, we want 500,000, 1 million people to get it, not for the few that will lose, but so that we can get it, we can fight it off, and we can get back to work, and we can get our economy back going strong. Because regardless of who you follow politically, and I'm not bringing any of that up, our economy is important. People are scared. People don't know how they're going to pay their bills as things continue to lock down, lock down, lock down. Don't be afraid to get it. Don't worry. You can email me. You can send me a message on Twitter. I may be down for a few days if this really what this is, but I'll be right back. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for stopping by.